Hey, it's Matt here from Metro Hobbies, and today we are going to be looking at another car from Losi. This is the Losi Super Baja Rey. Now, these cars have been around for a little while, but finally we have got our hands on one and we're going to be taking a closer look at it. Okay, so as always, you get the car fully assembled and ready to run. There is obviously a radio as well that you get, and you get a bag filled with a couple of little things in here. Nothing too special though. They do give you AA batteries for the radio, so that's a nice little feature. You also get a very small toolkit. There's a cross wrench here, which will help you kind of take the wheels off, and what looks like a turnbuckle key as well. So that's in there, which is nice. Now, these two little plastic bits, these actually say 0 degree on here. Now, I believe that these are for the rear wheels, so you can actually adjust the toe-in of your rear wheels. So that's what these are here for. You probably don't have to do anything with them to begin with. They give you a little Horizon card, some incentive for you registering online. I think that might only be applicable to those in the US. I'm not entirely sure. They also give you a sticker sheet, which is really nice. I mean, who doesn't like a bunch of stickers, right? So you can use these on the car, obviously, stick them in your toolbox, your fridge, wherever you want to use them. They're there for you to do with as you please. And of course, you have the user manual. Now, this is the all-important bedtime reading material that I know a lot of you like to go through. Here at the front, you'll see that this actually comes with a few different languages, so it's a little bit thicker, but don't let that intimidate you, because yeah, it's just got a whole bunch of different languages. But essentially, you have information on how to set up your ESC. Like, for example, here it gives you all the ESC settings that you can go through. And then you've got information about how to turn it on, where the batteries go, all that type of stuff. Now, at the very back, they do give you a whole bunch of exploded views. And of course, these will come in handy if you do happen to need some parts. All of these components here have got part numbers attached to them. So all you got to do is, just pick up the part number for the part that you need, and then ring up your local hobby shop such as Metro Hobbies and ask if we have them in stock and if we can get it for you. The radio is one that we have seen before. This is the DX3. This is an excellent radio from Spektrum, by the way. Now, over here on the side, you have some LED lights. These will actually give you a voltage readout of how much battery is left in the truck, provided, of course, you are using the Spektrum Smart batteries. These LEDs won't actually work if you're using just any other type of brand of battery. They need that specific battery in order to get the voltage readout. And then, of course, you got your reverse switches up the top here. You got your speed limiting switch down the bottom, which will go from 50 to 75 and 100%. And then down the back here, you have your on and off switch. The first switch here, actually, you have the steering dual rate, but it's actually an adjustment knob for your AVC. So AVC stands for Active Vehicle Control, basically like a gyro that has an influence on your steering as well as your throttle, just so that the car stays nice and straight. Then you have a brake rate over here as well, so you can adjust the brakes of the car, steering trim, throttle trim, and of course you have your trigger here and a nice little foam wheel. There are a couple of buttons down the side on the handle here. These I don't think do anything by default, but you may be able to use these for programming and so forth, such as adjusting endpoints and so on the car, which of course you'll need to read the instructions for. Runs on 4 AA's, nice radio, and that is pretty much it for what you get in the box. Okay, so now for the main event, which is of course the truck itself. And let's start off with the body, which they have completely redesigned from the previous version. This is a gorgeous looking truck now, where previously the body was probably one of the not so nice ones out of the 3 popular ones that are on the market in this sort of scale. On top of that, they've also changed out the power system to an 8S as opposed to a 6S, which they had in the previous model. The motor is a 750 kV 5687, and the ESC is a 160 amp Firma ESC, which of course comes compatible with that radio if you're using the Spektrum batteries to give you that voltage telemetry. Suspension wise, as you can see, is absolutely amazing. Losi have gone to town on the suspension. They have made a note as well that they've changed the rear springs on this. So obviously to make up for the the extra weight of the spare tires that are back here. And these are real tires, so you can use these. The wheels are beadlock wheels, so if you do happen to have a mishap with the tire and you need to replace those, you should be able to get, hopefully, spare tyres on their own. And likewise, if you damage your wheel, you can just replace that as well. A whole bunch of other scale details on the back here. You can see that they've got fire extinguishers, they've got a scale fan, they've also got a little scale plastic jack back here again as well. And then you've got the LEDs, front and rear. LEDs are all the way through on this truck, so you've got brake lights back here, you've got nice bright white LEDs on the front here. A lot of details has gone into this truck. It looks absolutely amazing. Now this is the Brenthal livery, but there is also a King Shocks, I believe it is, which is a blue one. I really like this color. I mean, I don't usually go for these sort of like bold, standout colors. I'm probably a bit more conservative and pick the, the gray sort of blue color. But I really like the way that these colors pop on this truck. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. There's even a little rubber shield just on the front here, which is quite nice and very much, again, a scale detail. So, just in regards to the body as well, before we finish up on the top half here, the body, you can't just take this off with a couple of body pins like you would a conventional RC. The body is actually bolted down to the roll cage, which means that for you to access some of the components inside here, it's going to take a little bit of time to remove all these screws, but you can do it. And I have seen people even run this truck without the body on and just have it the bare roll cage. And then of course you've got a couple of scale drivers in here as well, with some scale dashboard details and so forth. So a lot of attention has gone into the detail that Losi have done here. Now, flipping the truck on its side, you can see that you have a solid axle in the rear. We've got a two-link trailing link suspension back here. We've got a nice aluminium chassis, which I believe is about 4mm thick, believe it or not. And then to access your battery, you just basically pull this tab here. And then once you pull that tab, the tray actually pops out just like so. And you've got some foam blocks in there and so forth to pack up your batteries. Now, traditionally, you would use a couple of 4S soft case. I think you can actually fit a couple of 4S hard case in here as well. There's also a little access hatch for your motor if you do need to access that. And then there's an on and off switch just on the top here somewhere. There it is. Just a little on and off switch up here to turn the truck on and off, of course. And that pretty much is it in regards to this truck. It is absolutely fantastic. I think Losi have done a really good job with this. It looks very scale. And yeah, with the additional power system, no one's really going to complain about that. I think going from a 6S to an 8S, especially when it's probably the biggest one in this class, I think it makes sense. And yeah, I'll look forward to maybe one day running one of these. Okay, so that wraps up our close look at the Losi Super Baja Rey. Thank you all very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new, and leave a comment down below and let us know your thoughts on this truck and if you have any questions at all, of course. Thank you again, and I'll speak to you all next time. Sync, here we go. Okay, so as always, you get the car ready to run. No.